Assalamualaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh. We are from Group 10, Section 2. We'll be presenting our topic, which is hydrogen power. The first topic we will cover is definition of hydrogen power. Let's start by defining the term. There are a few definitions that are based on the research, but here I will concentrate on three. The first focus on using hydrogen as an energy source, the value of energy, and the abundance of elements. The following definition focus on energy use and the adaptability. The third, which is flexible energy and the use of hydrogen as a fuel. However, the three definitions ultimately indicate the same thing, namely that hydrogen power is a flexible and widely used new source of energy. So let's go deeper and see the similarities between electricity and hydrogen power. As is common knowledge, electricity is the primary kind of energy used globally. Initially, they are created from any primary sources such coal, fossil fuels, and so forth. Other than that, clean across the entire conversion chain from production to consumption in terms of the environment and climate. Next, fuel cells and electrolyzers are both interdependent and electrochemically interchangeable. For example, when electricity producing low-temperature fuel cells or electrolyzers and liquefiers require hydrogen. When secondary energy is transported over longer distance, they compete with one another. In combined fossil fuel cycle, both electricity and hydrogen are produced in parallel extremely efficiently. Hydrogen, in addition to electricity, helps energizing the energy system and thus maximizes the amount of technical work that is available. Let us now discuss the differences. Electricity transports information, whereas hydrogen power does not. Instead, whereas electricity stores and transports energy, hydrogen power does not. Last but not least, electricity is used globally, but hydrogen power is used only in a few industries and in a small capacities. The next topic is the mechanism involved in the hydrogen power. There are two ways to harvest the power, which are hydrogen combustion and fuel cells. Hydrogen combustion. Hydrogen, like fossil fuels, may be used directly in internal combustion engines or gas turbines. This method involves combining hydrogen and oxygen from the air to generate heat, which can be transformed into mechanical or electrical energy. While fuel cells are electrochemical devices that transform the chemical energy of hydrogen and oxygen directly into electricity without the use of combustion. Hydrogen fuel cells are extremely efficient and can power vehicles, homes, and other electrical devices. In this context, we will focus more on the fuel cells as it is more common method. As you can see, the left picture is the example of hydrogen combustion, and on the right is the fuel cell. There are totals of 7 parts in the fuel cells. Hydrogen fuel. The first fuel in the process is a source of hydrogen gas. This gas is often produced using a variety of ways, including electrolysis, which uses electricity to divide water into hydrogen and oxygen. Second is fuel cell. The hydrogen power system brain is the fuel cell. A fuel cell is made up of several components, including an anode, and cathode, and an electrolyte layer. Third is electrochemical reaction. An electrochemical reaction occurs within the fuel cell when oxygen is supplied to the cathode and hydrogen gas is supplied to the anode. The hydrogen molecules split into different hydrogen ions at the anode and release electrons. Electrolyte layer. The electrolyte layer in a fuel cell only allows H+ to pass through while blocking negatively charged electron. This device ensures that electrons do not directly interact with hydrogen ion, but rather pass through an external circuit electron flow. Because the electrolyte prevents the electron from going through it, they must instead move through an external circuit, creating an electric current. This flow of electron can be used to power electrical equipment or recharge batteries. 7 is the continuous process. The hydrogen fuel cell will continue to function as long as oxygen and hydrogen gas are supplied to the anode and cathode respectively. Because the only waste is water, a constant supply of electricity may be generated without emitting any dangerous emission.
Hi everyone, my name is Nur Azwaati Rahminda Abu Bakar with matrix number 2111630. So here I will explain the implementations of hydrogen's power in our beloved country, Malaysia. Our planet is getting older and climate change is definitely taking place. This might increase the harm being done to the ecosystems. We must use less fossil fuels like oil and gas, since the issues of the decreasing ozone layer, rising carbon dioxide levels, and rising planet temperatures is extremely harmful. For these reasons, it is highly recommended that we switch to renewable energy and a more environmentally friendly fuel, namely hydrogen's energy. In September 2021, Malaysia was in the early stages of exploring and implementing hydrogen power as part of its energy transition efforts. In addition, Malaysia has recognized the potential of hydrogen as a clean energy source and has taken steps to develop its hydrogen economy. Based on my previous slide, at the end of 2021, Malaysia realized the potentials of hydrogen energy as one of the good and quality energy sources. Now, many large companies, such as Petronas Company, have started the initial steps of conducting research with academic institutions on the productions of hydrogens from biomass waste and from water through electrolysis, which resulted in the development of Petronas Advanced Proton Exchange Membrane Electrolyzer. Apart from Petronas, Sarawak has taken steps for the productions and use of hydrogen, being well placed in the supplies of natural gas and also hydroelectricity. Sarawak introduced hydrogen-powered electric vehicles in 2020, and in July 2022, Sarawak implemented the Kuching Urban Transportation Systems project involving hydrogen fuel cell powered. In addition, Samsung Engineering, Lotte Chemical and POSCO Holdings supply renewable hydropower for the green hydrogens and ammonia project in Sarawak. Next, there is also a project related to hydrogen power also carried out in Bintulu. Founding President Professor Dato Dr. Wan Ramli Wan Daud of the Malaysian Association of Hydrogen Energy said two main projects involving hydrogen's mobility and uninterruptible power supply APS systems that have been proposed to be conducted in Malaysia up to the year 2025. The first project is the demonstrations of market entry hydrogen and fuel cell application for hydrogen's mobility projects in urban area. The second projects include the applications of hydrogen fuel cells in UP system for telecommunications towers and data centers power.
Hi, my name is Siti Nurul Huda binti Cik Mat 2113014. I would like to talk about the current worldwide implementation of hydrogen power. There has been a growing global interest and implementation of hydrogen power as a clean and sustainable energy source. There are so many examples, but I would like to take these 5 countries as examples, which are Japan, South Korea, United States, Australia, and China. Firstly, Japan. Japan has been at the forefront of hydrogen power implementation. The country has established a national hydrogen strategy and aims to become a global leader in hydrogen technologies. It has been investing in hydrogen production, storage, and transportation infrastructure, as well as promoting the use of fuel cell vehicles and hydrogen for power generation. Secondly, South Korea. South Korea has launched its hydrogen economy roadmap and has been actively investing in hydrogen infrastructure and technologies. The government aims to produce 5.26 million hydrogen fuel cell vehicles and build 1,200 hydrogen refueling stations by 2040. The United States. The US has been increasing its focus on hydrogen power as part of its effort to decarbonize the energy sector. Several states, including California and New York, have developed hydrogen strategies and invested in hydrogen infrastructure and fuel cell technologies. The federal government has also provided funding for research and development in hydrogen-related technologies. Next, Australia. Australia has significant potential for hydrogen production due to its abundant renewable energy resources. The Australian government has launched the National Hydrogen Strategy, which aims to position Australia as a major global hydrogen player. Several pilot projects for hydrogen production and export have been initiated in the country. Finally, China. China has included hydrogen energy in its national energy strategy. The country aims to increase the production and utilization of hydrogen, with a focus on hydrogen for transportation and industrial applications. China has been investing in hydrogen refueling infrastructure and supporting research and development in hydrogen technologies. All of these examples highlight the global interest and momentum in implementing hydrogen power. The implementation of hydrogen power varies by country and depends on factors such as energy policies, resource availability, and technology advancement.
Hi, I am Safia. I'm gonna talk about the cost of implementing hydrogen power. Do you guys wonder how much we will spend to adopt hydrogen power? Let me explain to you guys. Let's go! The cost of implementing hydrogen power in a country can vary depending on several factors, including the size of a country, energy needs, and existing infrastructure. At present, producing hydrogen for fossil fuels is the cheapest option in most parts of the world. Depending on regional gas prices, the levelized cost of hydrogen production from natural gas range from $0.1 US to $1.7 US per kilogram. Using carbon capture, usage and storage (CCUS) technologies to reduce the carbon dioxide emission from hydrogen production increases the levelized cost of production to around $1 to $2 per kilogram. Using renewable electricity to produce hydrogen costs $3 to $8 per kilogram. In the International Energy Agency's net zero emission by 2050 scenario, hydrogen from renewable sources could cost as little as $1.3 per kilogram by 2030 in areas with excellent renewable resource availability, which would be comparable to the price of hydrogen from natural gas with CCUS. In the long run, the NZE scenario's hydrogen prices from renewable power can reach as low as $1 per kilogram, making hydrogen from solar PV cost competitive with hydrogen from natural gas even without CCUS in some places. Next, as you can see on the slide, according to the Hydrogen Council cost comparison, hydrogen produced via autothermal reforming with carbon capture and storage will cost $1.5 per kilogram in the United States, $0.17 per kilogram in Germany, and $1.8 per kilogram in Japan and South Korea in 2030. Lastly, it is important to remember that as technology develops, economies of scale are attained, and more nations engage in hydrogen infrastructure and research, the cost of adopting hydrogen power is anticipated to decline over time.
Now, let's continue with the effects of hydrogen power. The first effect that it has is on the economic growth. The production, storage, distribution, and maintenance of hydrogen infrastructure and equipment can contribute to economic growth and the creation of hydrogen economy, as well as creating new job opportunities. In line with that, hydrogen power has various industrial applications as it can be used as a feedstock for chemical processes such as production of ammonia or methanol. Hydrogen can also be used in industries like steel manufacturing, refineries, and power generation, while also reducing carbon emission in these sectors. Hydrogen power has a significant contribution to transportation as hydrogen fuel cell vehicles offer an alternative to conventional internal combustion engine vehicles. The vehicles are powered by hydrogen and produce electricity through a chemical reaction, emitting only water vapor. Hydrogen-powered vehicles can help reduce air pollution and dependence on fossil fuels in the transportation sector. This brings to my next point, which is energy transition. Hydrogen power can play a crucial role in transitioning from fossil fuels to clean and renewable energy sources. It offers a sustainable alternative to traditional energy sources, reducing greenhouse gas emissions and dependence on finite resources. Now, let's take a look to the future development of hydrogen power. With the existing impacts of hydrogen power, we can predict its future development. Hydrogen can be utilized in power generation through fuel cells or by burning it in turbines. As the efficiency and cost-effectiveness of hydrogen-based power generation technology improve, it could become competitive with conventional fossil fuel-based power plants. Hydrogen power plants can offer clean and flexible electricity generation, especially when integrated with renewable energy sources. Moreover, continued research and development efforts are expected to drive technological advancements in hydrogen production, storage, and utilization. Innovation in catalysts, materials, and electrolysis processes, as well as advancements in renewable energy technologies, can lead to more efficient and cost-effective hydrogen solutions. Furthermore, hydrogen has the potential to decarbonize energy-intensive industries. By replacing fossil fuels as the energy source in these sectors, hydrogen can significantly reduce carbon emissions and help achieve climate goals. Lastly, hydrogen can play a vital role in energy storage, especially as renewable energy sources like wind and solar continue to grow. By storing excess electricity generated during periods of high production and releasing it when it's needed, hydrogen can help balance the intermittent nature of renewable and provide reliable power.
Hi, it's me again, Azwa Atira. After knowing more about hydrogen's power, I definitely think this type of energy is very good and suitable to do and use for our country because it is friendly to the environment and will probably be the most important source of energy after the petroleum fuel source.
Not to forget, this is our group references, and from this source, we know more about what is hydrogen's power. And finally, thank you for giving a time to listen about this topic.